Positive ions. Beloved one, to review, you are the expanded expression of divinity, come from the one source, the one creative one, come forth from before time began to have an experience known as human, to have other experiences that you are now beginning to tap into, and to be the expression of the creative one walking the face of our Holy Mother the Earth. Know that truly you are one with everything that you see, everything that you feel, everything that you experience. It is your consciousness that brings forth everything you experience. Others have other experiences. Their consciousness is aware of other experiences. Everything that you experience is in your awareness because of your consciousness and because of your desire to remember and to come home, even while walking the 2 feet having the human experience. From the moment that you thought that there could be otherwise than oneness, otherwise than divinity, from that moment you decreed that you would live a drama, and so you have created lifetimes of drama. Some of you have practiced so well that you are the drama queens and kings. You know how to play your parts very well, but you also know, as we have talked about this in other times, how to take the holy deep breath, the easy breath that allows you to step into a new space, and to feel the peace that the breath brings with it, and to be able to look at whatever is happening with new eyes, not the world eyes, because the world judges and the world usually says you are coming up short with everything, but to be able to look with the holy eyes and to look with love upon yourself and your choices and upon others and their choices, and to love them no matter what choices they make. You have come as a great ray of light. You have come to share your light. You have come with a contract that says, yes, I will live the life of a human, but I will also begin to remember the expansion of my soul, the expansion of what I have called my individual self, to the place where you see yourself as part of the rainbow that we spoke of earlier, where you can see that you are part of the whole, and yet you are an individual, as you understand individual vibration of light, of color, if you will, in the rainbow. And so you will see that you are expressing that which is needed, that which is called for, that which you have agreed that you will do, even if you do not understand at the time what you are doing. Allow yourself to live in love. Know yourself to be loved by me. Share with me what is going on. Talk with me. I am not afar off as you have believed for many lifetimes. I am not up on the cross, still hanging on the cross. I am not up there. I am not afar off in some other dimension. I am right here with you every day, every moment. So speak with me as you drive your vehicle. Sing to me. Sing with me. Tell me a joke. I love humor. Allow me to speak to you. Allow me a moment or so to respond before you go on to the next topic. You have what is called the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father. Some of you have been raised with it from time you were very small in this lifetime, and many other lifetimes as well, so that you have practiced all the words of the prayer, and there is a contest to see how fast you can get through it. Allow yourself, when you say the Lord's Prayer, to think upon each word and its meaning, or to take another prayer, something that is familiar to you, that feels divine, and to contemplate the meaning of the words, the meaning that is beyond the words. Allow yourself to take even one word into meditation, a time of quiet to reflect. What are the aspects of this word? What does it mean to me on the surface as it usually used? What is the deeper meaning that it symbolizes? It is easy to be in judgment, but for those of you who are moving past judgment, take the deep breath whenever the news media brings you breaking news. What does it break? We have spoken of this before. It breaks your peace. That is what breaking news will do. Allow yourself to stand back from it and to acknowledge that there is a brother or sister who does not yet know their divinity, does not yet know the simplicity of being taken care of, not yet knowing that they do not have to toil with all the mental gymnastics of wondering how they can make their mark and how they can amass more power. They do not yet know that they can allow themselves to be at peace and to live that simple life of just loving and being and loving the being. They will come to a place where they will know peace. That which you see them doing now you recognize because you have done it yourself and in a lifetime. So you do not judge. You only say, bless you on your journey. One of the things you'll want to focus upon is the positive energy that you are. There is positive energy that you put forth as you are happy. There are little bubbles of positive ions that exude from you, from your being, when you are happy, when you are smiling, when you know you are whole, when you are in that place that recognizes that you are loved. You put forth little bubbles that can be seen by some ones. They are positive ions. They are ones that can be photographed. You have the technology for photographing the aura around you. You have already seen that. The positive ions can be photographed as well, and they allow the vibration around you to be uplifted. Many of you have prayed for ascension. Many of you have said, I want to be an ascended master. I speak unto you that you are the ascended master. Otherwise, that concept would not be within your realm of knowing. You are an ascended master. You have been, in other lifetimes, in the plane of ascension, where you have recognized how it feels to rise above all worldly cares. This lifetime you have said, I will be closer to some of the worldly cares so that I can raise up the ones who do not know that there is something else. And so you have come a bit closer to the worldly outlook of things, yet remembering deep within you the divinity and the positive ions that you truly are as energy. All is energy, and as you will accentuate the positive ions, it allows an ascension of consciousness. Your consciousness first, because you are the one who is living in the midst of the positive bubbles of ions, and also the collective consciousness as it is touched by the energy. As you will focus upon the positive ions and allow yourself to live in positive energy, you give out the energy to a place where others can be touched by it and be encouraged by it. Over the last few decades of your timing, there has been a growing focus on awakening, on meditation, ideas such as the peace clock, where ones will focus on peace instead of the negative ions. Over the last few decades, the positive energy has been growing to a place where you have many ones who bring forth the message of ascension, ascending for a moment or so out of the worldly cares, sometimes ascending for an hour, even for a day, a week, or perhaps longer. It is happening right now. You have a feeling of hope, a feeling of, perhaps this can happen. Perhaps I can be part of this. Well, of course you can be part of it. You are already doing it. Perhaps I can allow collective consciousness to feel an upliftment and to bring about the awakening, to bring about the knowing where ones feel good about themselves once again. More and more of your lectures, your writers, the ones who are giving forth messages, are inundating the collective consciousness with positive ions, and there is an awakening that is happening. And you are part of it, because you have agreed before the incarnation that you wanted to make an impact. You wanted to be here to experience what it would feel like to be in a very dense place, and you have experienced denseness. You have felt the dark night of the soul where you literally did not sleep because there was a darkness that you felt was going to overwhelm and overcome you, and maybe you would not even be able to breathe, and yet you did. Then you came to the place where there is a dawning, a literal dawning of the next morning. It did happen, much to your surprise, because you thought, I'm going to expire during this night. It is too much to handle. And yet you kept one breath after another, and the next morning did come. Not only the literal morning, but the figurative morning, where you began to say, well, you know, I've come through that dark night of the soul, and boy, was it heavy. I was really, really afraid. I didn't think I was going to survive it. But you know I did survive it, and if I survived it, I must be more powerful than I thought I was. There must be something within me that's keeping me going. Well, there is. It's your divinity. It is the power of the divine one that has said, I'm not finished yet. I have work to do. And so the morning dawns, and you allow even that morning a few of the positive ions to go forth from you, a feeling of relief perhaps. So I charge you with the task, which is a very happy task, of being the positive ions. And I remind you not to spend too much time with the negative ions. I know that they come forth. They are part of duality. But you do not have to live in that space. You can acknowledge them. You can even make great drama around them, and then you are finished. Have you ever recognized that when you are in a place of the negative ions and you feel like everything is coming crashing down on you, and you are the worst example of human being that there ever could be, and everything is totally wrong with you? You are too big, too small, too unknowing, too stupid, too whatever separated ego will say to you. And you feel yourself to have made many mistakes and to be the most unlovable, and you cry. You cry your heart out, and you lose yourself in those sobs. Have you ever noticed that after a while the sobs finish? You have expended all the negative ions that you have, and they are gone. What is left is peace. You have been at that place where you have cried and cried and cried and screamed, and you have said, this is terrible. What am I experiencing? How I feel about myself is terrible. I am the worst example of a human being. How could I ever be divine? I am not divine, and you have denied your divinity. And you have sobbed and cried and thrown things and been quite the drama person. But then comes a place where you are finished. There comes a place where you breathe. Finally you breathe. You breathe in the positive ions that have always been around you. You breathe them out in peace because you are finished with the negative. And then you begin to dance, sometimes quite literally, always figuratively, because you have found that no matter how harshly you judge yourself, no matter how much turmoil you put the body through and with all the sobs and screams, even to the place where you lose a voice. You come to the place of recognizing that. I am that which I've always been. I am that which I am. I am truly indestructible. At that point of remembrance, when ones would take a photograph of you with a special lens, they would be able to see the positive ions known as orbs around you. Now, not all orbs are your own positive ions. Some orbs are the loved ones, the masters, the ones who have decided to be light orbs and to remind you of your light. They are in a space of positivity, of being the positive ions. Accentuate the positive ions as often as you can remember. When you get into a negative space, recognize it for what it is. If you desire to stay in that space for a while, know that it will spend itself and be finished. Allow yourself then to come up out of the negative space and to be in a positive ionic space because it feels good. Have you ever been with ones who were laughing about something you did not know what they were laughing about, but the laughter was so contagious that you found yourself laughing with them? Ones will start a laugh and it goes around and you get caught up in it and you accentuate the positive. You have a saying in one of your musical songs, I believe, to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. You see, I listen. Allow yourself to put forth the positive ions everywhere you go. Give a smile. It costs nothing and it feels good. Sometimes it will surprise others and they will wonder what you are smiling about. It spreads. It is contagious. Allow others to know that there is another way to look at everything. They do not have to choose it. If they want to dwell with the negative ions for a while, know that they are doing to completion with whatever they feel they have to complete. Truly, everything is complete, and they can be happy right now and live in positivity. But sometimes they do not feel complete with whatever the situation may be. So you smile at them and they frown at you. Because how can you smile when they are going through such a tough time? But you smile at them and you allow the positive ions to grow and to uplift all humanity, including yourself. Accentuate the positive.